Hello and welcome to my gameplay of Assassin's Creed Origin. No, we're not at Origins yet. Today is Assassin's Creed Revelations, and we'll be doing sequence 5 of the main story. We will be doing the life and times of Desmond Miles, sequence number 5. That's what I like to call it anyway. And we will be doing Memory Block 3 of Clay Kazmarek, subject 16. Essentially, the life and times of Clay. Um, Yeah, so we're doing this on a route to Assassin's Creed Odyssey that releases November 5th. No, that's not right. October 5th. So let's jump into sequence 5, shall we? Alright, we're not going to do the book mission first. We want to go to... We're at the Grand Bazaar, aren't we? So that means our mission is just inside the Grand Bazaar.
You see this rack? Incredible quality. Your feet will love you more than your wife does.
I'm not married.
Ah, you're better off. Come, feel it.
You have sold well today.
I have not sold a thing. The Janissaries confiscated most of my rugs just because they were imported.
Do you know Tariq Barletti, their captain?
He's around here somewhere, an arrogant man, but... You insult me, sir. I cannot take less than 200 aksha for this. My final offer.
When I find him, I will ask about the rugs.
You drive a hard bargain, Yabanche. Shall we compromise at 180? 180 aksha. And we part as friends.
Acta. Strike 2 guards with bombs. Okay, so Tariq Barletti, you would think he'd be Ottoman, but with a name like that, not at all. He is Albanian, and he was born Skender Bartelli. No, Barletti. He, of course, is a fictional man. He is not.
There he is.
He is not.
I pray Selim can soon return to a city in good spirits, stronger hands.
I need cherry bombs. Yeah, cherry bombs. It's the Janissaries that is the true historical context. And I will admit, when you have to deal with these guys, nope, you can still see me. They're right here with these guys. They're a pain in the butt. You get more than one Janissary in one place, you are probably gonna die. Just so you know. So let's talk about the Janissary Corps while I am following Tariq here, which is gonna end up poorly. There we go. The Janissaries themselves started out as an elite corps of slaves made up of young Christian boys who were forcefully converted to Islam. Most likely, they were established during the reign of Murad I.
Of all Mehmet's accomplishments, I'm beginning to think this bazaar was the finest. If you have no business here, you do not belong. Lead the way.
Well, that wasn't good at all. Now, unlike most slaves, the Janissaries were paid regular salaries. They were forbidden to marry, and
Of all Mehmet's accomplishments,
they
beginning
were
to think this
forbidden to
bazaar
engage
is the
in
finest.
trade.
If you have no business here, you do not belong. Lead the way.
So you couldn't marry, you couldn't be traders, you were expected to have nothing that would impede your loyalty to the Sultan. As the standing army's ranks swelled, they stopped moving. As the standing army's ranks swelled, of course, so throughout. Let's try that sentence again. As the standing army's ranks swelled throughout the centuries, so did the Janissaries. Eventually, the numbers swelled as the strict recruitment policy relaxed. Civilians would end up buying their way.
This is an important meeting. Make sure I am not being followed.
I'm going to take a moment here, take a drink, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but looking at the Janissary messages there, I saw a lot of correlation. They look awfully familiar, awfully similar to the Egyptian burial masks that we see in Origins. Okay.
The new council will rebuild it.
Hold there! Stop while they watch!
For my brothers to hide.
You are finished!
That's not good.
When I was a young man, there was a baker who worked right here, selling fresh cement all day, every day. And on my free days, I would buy 2 at a time, sometimes 3. It is a shame that nothing good ever lasts long.
That did not go well at all. So, the ranks throughout the centuries are swelling in the army. Janissary Corps' strict recruitment policy is relaxing, so civilians start buying their way onto the into the Corps. Why would they want to do that, you ask? Well, it's because they wanted the socio-economic oh, I hit the wrong button. Guy just ran up and shanked me. I'm gonna kill him. Or not. Apparently I missed. Come on, he's gonna help. So the civilians buy their way out, the way in, and just so they can get the slightly improved socioeconomic status, and the Corps would gradually lose its military character. Muhammad, well, actually, that's probably not who it was, because I don't think I spelled it right. I spelled it as Mahmud, M-A-H-M-U-D, the second. In 1826, this sultan would
All my brothers were hired the same day.
oh damn it, I hit the wrong button. There was the Janissaries would
Why are the Janissaries here?
there was an auspicious incident where most of the 135,000 Janissaries revolted against the Sultan. And after the rebellion was repressed, I guess was the better term here, the leaders would be killed, their property would be repossessed, and the Corps would finally be fully disbanded, and with the younger members needing to go into exile or face execution. So the Janissaries lasted 500 years.
You there. I will be back tomorrow. If you have not disposed of all this foreign-made garbage, I will confiscate it myself and throw it into the Bosphorus. In the way!
There we go. I get to a place where he can't see me. It's frustrating. Very frustrating. Do I still get points for... Cool. Still get the full sync points.
You there. I will be back tomorrow. If you have not disposed of all this foreign-made garbage, I will confiscate it myself and throw it into the Bosphorus. In the way!
Quickly, quickly, quickly.
Assassin! Get him!
Not you. Good work. Another turn of assassins, Janissaries coming by, and that's not gonna end up well for me. These
What news?
Manuel has agreed to meet you, Tarek. He's waiting by the arsenal gate.
An eager old weasel, isn't he? Come.
their outfits are beautiful, though. You cannot discount the artistry of the area at this time. And I'm sure I'm saying this time, and it's still a beautifully artistic, colorful area. I'm sure of it. I mean, you got to be a little honest with yourself here. When I play through this series, I see all these places that I want to go. I just see what it's like. Not necessarily what it's like, because you can't go back to 16th century Istanbul. But you can go now. You can see if we can load that up, that's for sure. I mean, you can still see Topkapi Palace or Hagia Sophia. Something way up there. No, that must be. But it's just one of those things that's cool. I mean, history is amazing to me, and the fact that they take the idea from a historic standpoint of what if the people who wrote the history books lied to cover stuff up, and that in itself is an interesting thought, because we don't know. It's possible that that's happened. I mean, of course, there's enough enough recorded things for like the Potsy conspiracy, for instance.
We verify the amount, Tarek. The money stays with me until I have seen the cargo for myself. And the said its quality.
Understood. You are a shrewd man, Manuel.
Trust without cynicism is hollow.
The count is good, Tarek. It's all here.
So, what now?
You will have access to the arsenal. When you are satisfied, the cargo will be delivered to a location of your choosing.
Are your men prepared to travel?
Not a problem.
Polikara, I will have a map drawn up for you within the week.
I like the use of the green. The color green is beautiful.
Are we here for the same reason?
One of my men claims he saw a shipment of weapons enter the arsenal, so I got curious.
Weapons. I would like to see them for myself.
Short of killing everyone, I'm not sure how you will get inside.
You have been warned twice. No merchants near the arsenal wall. Take this away.
Hypocrites! If your men did not buy my produce, I would not sell it here! You are worse than the Byzantines, you traitor! Ah!
Hold your tongue, parasite!
Even in times of peace, the poor are always under siege.
If we inspire them to vent their anger, perhaps that will help our cause.
You notice Ezio's scar gets deeper? Just something that I saw.
Feigning solidarity to push your own agenda. The gentleman. No?
It is not pretty, I know, but it will work.
Men and women of the city, hear me now. You have broken no laws, and thus deserve no abuse.
Good citizens of Istanbul, the Janissary Corps against you.
No business here without strict permission.
Alright, here we go.
The Janissaries are corrupted, good people of Constantinia. They have surrendered their loyalties.
Apparently heralds are easily brought.
That gate will not stay closed for long.
The people are doing you a favor, Ezio. Return it, and keep them safe from harm.
Poison is a bad idea here. So let's just take the pistols. I don't have... No way. Eesh. Ooh. take back my axe. Fortunately, that's one of the problems I have with axes. I like this.
You shall visit with your wickedness. Saber Sultan. Back to your barrack. We will not stand for this.
Man, that's it. Nope, 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 nope. I don't know where my axe went. Absolutely no idea where it went. Huh, that'll work. Brutal with that axe, man, isn't he? Plain brutal.
Them back! Down, you bastard! Down the alert! Push through!
Like, talking about history and what truly happened, like the idea that there was a special thing under Topkapi Palace that was only found because of the 1509 earthquake that was that is not just was confirmed. There's just so many. That was an interesting little side wave thing, wasn't it? It's a very interesting way to tell your story, and I enjoy it a lot. And the idea that you can use I don't want to call it pseudoscience, because there's theories that our blood, our DNA, has gaps, and there are gaps in our DNA, but what those gaps do is up for debate, I guess. So, can't see on what those gaps could do and take science fiction out of it. There's a theory that actually our ancestors' memories are part of it.
20 years in this city living like a cipher. Finally, everything is falling into place.
When the Paleologos line is restored, Manuel, do not forget who helped you bring it back.
Of course not, my friend. I would not dream of betraying a man of your influence. But must be patient. Nova Roma wasn't built in a day. I'm satisfied. Take me to my ship. If a single one is damaged, the money stays with me. Merda.
Come on, fellas, let's see if you can run across water. Makes it pretty easy to get that little thing right there, isn't it? So, and just the idea behind it, like maybe you could use the gaps in your DNA sequence, find some kind of machine to relive your ancestors' memories. And there's just so much data that would have to be stored because of how many ancestors you have. You go back, what is it? Just think about it this way. You go back one generation, you have 2 ancestors. Another generation, you have 4. Then each one of those have 2. So 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. And you're back 5 generations and you're almost at 100 people. And the way this game is, I don't want to say designed, the way the idea behind it works is that the genetic memory would pass along, would end, essentially when the genetic material, hey look, it's little Hagia Sophia that we talked about yesterday. That genetic material would no longer store any memories. So as soon as mom gave birth, you don't have mom's memories anymore. As soon as dad and mom consummated your birth, you don't have dad's memories anymore. So the whole idea is actually pretty cool, and I think it works great, especially as a science fiction storytelling tactic. But when we do games like that tie directly into that, Altair and Ezio and the Kenways, I want to see that family tree. Who did Altair? Well, we know who Altair. We'll get more of that actually out of this on who he married. Who did Ezio marry? Who did the all the way down the generations? I mean, it's a pretty interesting thought process, isn't it? I at least think so. I mean, this is probably the most that I've talked about me in this series up to where we are, and I enjoy genealogy a lot. So the idea of seeing exactly who your ancestors are through DNA sequencing in your blood is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of something that they're already. I won't. You know, that's not true, because you can't take a DNA test and be like, I am related to this exact person. All you can do is say, based on my markers and my DNA, I'm from this place, and this place, because I have like markers as other people from these places. It's not like you can say my direct ancestor was, I'm trying to think of someone who's actually in my direct lineage. One of the Holy Roman Emperors, actually, if believed what I found in the last 6 months. And Hagia? Is that the Hagia? No, that is the Grand. Nope, Grand Bazaar is too far north. Sophia's shop. But what if, for instance, the record book says I'm not descended. Let's say the record says that I'm descended from one of the Holy Roman emperors. What if my DNA says no? You're not. You're actually the from the
Salute.
slaver that
I
he
am closing
took,
in on
that
two
the emperor
morbos.
took in as his own.
One near Topkapı and the other in the Bayezid district.
Bayezid first. Topkapı will be a dead end.
Ah, see.
What do you make of these?
Oh, Ezio. Incredibile. Early Coptic bindings, still in good shape. Amazing. This must be a 3rd century transcription of the original.
Sophia, what happened here?
Oh, that happens once or twice a year. People break in thinking they will find money. I do not keep much here, but this time they made off with a portrait of some value. It is a shame.
You keep working. I will find your painting.
Ezio, the thief could be anywhere by now.
If the thief came for money, but took a painting, he should be close by, eager to get rid of it.
Well, if you happen to find it within the next few hours, meet me by the aqueduct. I will be running errands.
See, and if you go back to Assassin's Creed 2, if you look at the no, actually this will be easier. If we go back to the first Assassin's Creed and Robert de Saab, he is known throughout history as the 10th, I think 10th, Grand Master of the Templar Order. Alright, cool. But
There is a man with a suspicious look.
Where is it, Labro? Confess!
I have done that. You cannot prove it.
that's gonna get
I
annoying.
do not need to. I will just keep hitting you until you talk.
I found that painting. I mean, someone gave it to me.
Get your story straight before you lie to my face.
God help me!
He has much better things to do than answer your prayers.
I want to shoot him and be done with it. We, in Assassin's Creed lore, Altair kills... Man, there's a video. We can't get there.
Do not care how you got the painting. Just tell me where it is.
I sold it to a merchant in the bazaar. How else will I feed myself?
Next time, find a nicer way to be a canalla.
So, Ezio kills Robert de Saab in the Battle of Arsuf in 1191.
I have a painting for sale, if you are curious. A luminous portrait. You see how... This is art! This is... Stop that man!
When in recorded history, he died in 1193, I believe. So it's that kind of idea where the history books could say something, records could say something, but it not be true. Like, one of the things that, actually, we'll wait until after this to talk about what I'm thinking.
It is a good likeness, don't you think?
I prefer the original.
Buffone. This was a gift from my father for my 28th birthday. I had to sit for Messer Albrecht Dürer for a full week. Can you imagine me sitting still for 7 days doing nothing?
I cannot.
Una tortura.
It's actually a famous
So,
painting, but they
I
don't know
found
who
you
sat
another
for
good
it.
location.
So
And
they
it is
added
not far from here,
Sophia.
Grazie.
Ezio, what is this all about? You are not a scholar, that much is clear. Do you work for the church?
Not the church, no. But I am a teacher, of a kind. I will explain one day, Sophia. When I can.
He's worried about getting her hurt, which makes sense. I guess I should have just dropped the smoke bomb. Still had some. So think of it this way. Okay, I have to climb that. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna climb that. That's it. It seems to be with everything we want to do with Life and Times of Desmond Part 5 and Life and Times of Clay Part 3. 3? Yeah, we're on 3. If actually that painting makes a good thought. So, wasn't the train of thought I had, but like we have all of these paintings by famous people we don't know who sat for. We don't know who the Mona Lisa actually is. We don't know who, I can't remember the name of that painting, but I know that painting that Sophia just had, they don't know who sat for it. So the idea of knowing, finding out that stuff, the idea that Leonardo da Vinci was actually gay, we don't know for certain. It's only speculation. At least my recollection of actual history is that it's only speculation based on the sodomy charges and his close mentorship and not having any of his own children. At least I don't think he had his own children. But the idea is to be able to actually know those things. But one of the more interesting things for me, it's going to be on the bottom, was that what if, people get raised by their grandparents all the time. What if their older sister, that they always forever thought was their older sister, turned out to be their mom? Or their dad, or older brother being the dad, or things like that. To actually know who your father is when you can relive their memories.
Excuse for such a recklessness.
Like, say you're 18. You never knew who your father was. And your mom was just like, I don't want to talk about it, and never tells you. You could hop into this machine and the machine will tell you because you can relive his memories. Well, I guess that's not completely true, but if you relive the right memories, you'll hear his name. So it's just one of those things that I like about this game. The mix of sci-fi, the good story, and the history. All of it tied together. It's just molto bene, I guess. A form of the optics. Excuse me, fellas. Yep, I am picking up all these, so you guys can see which one of these. These all bomb casings because they didn't show up. So how do we get in? Down? Down. And the things that nobody records in history, like we don't know exactly who started the Janissary Corps, but we think it was this guy. You'd know because you find the right person in the hit lineage.
Another key?
You'd know.
Door of some kind, bricked up with hard stone.
Ah, promising. The first key was found behind a similar door.
Timules. How did they open that door?
They did it. The earthquake did.
Iberoca. All we have are a few barrels of gunpowder.
This should do. And if it does not, we get more.
Ooh.
Jump! The assassin!
Ooh.
Go! Go!
Poor guy. Do not take any damage.
You will not leave here alive!
Show yourself!
He's dead! Ville!
Ooh, that one was close. Yeah, Upblade saved his life a few times, didn't it? Letting him grab on the stuff.
No, no. He is here somewhere.
Assassin!
Yeah, that's who I am. I think the only thing though that you wouldn't be able to know for certain is if that didn't work. Like check out the bloodlines that died off. Like Lincoln. I don't think Lincoln's got any direct descendants anymore. Abraham Lincoln.
No, no. He is here somewhere.
I'm trying to think of. I don't want to say someone more famous because just about everybody knows who Abraham Lincoln was. But I'm trying to think of a big one.
Assassin!
Wow, I keep putting my foot in that one, huh? He is a big one. I can't think of anyone right now outside Abraham Lincoln.
He's behind
Unless,
us.
of course, there's a chance that he, well, it's unlikely based on what we know of his life, if he had a slave mistress or any other type of mistress. Shouldn't have went that way. Should have went through.
Show yourself!
Will you come out? You come out there?
Cotoste con bastardo.
Just about every hanging hook now you have to take. They add the hook blade and say, oh, you can do it now. And essentially that's all you can use them for now.
We have gunpowder. We should
It's
use
just
it.
the way it's designed.
Attack! Give me some room!
Though I will admit the downside,
He's behind
the
us.
bleeding effect and stuff, that's pretty crappy. What happened to Desmond? The coma that he's in, not being able to figure out who like transport his consciousness from Ezio's. go for a swim, boys. Curb stomp. As long as I don't burn myself with the burning pyres over here, we'll be alright. I'll get full sync we do. That tour powder? Cool. I like that poison bomb. I'm gonna pick up all these chests before we go ahead and try to find the thing. Saw horse skull, so it's time to find someone to sell that stuff to. Wonder why there's so much sulfur down here. Because you're in a cave, doofus. Wow! 14,000. I almost got enough to pick up my bet if I money in the bank, probably have enough. Ready to relive? It's Altair mission number 3. Let's see, what have we done so far? We saved Amualim, and then we burnt his body after his death in Assassin's Creed 1. So we're after everything we've seen with Altair so far. So we'll see where we go. Cool, we're right next to the magic teleporter. Go straight to hideout. Alright, so we go back around here. Actually, where is my map? I need to send these people out because they don't do nothing.
Good.
I need to make them pretty. I can't choose his color. The blue. You need to wear your hood. Oh, well, I don't care for the bald head. Oh yes, the Byzantine Crimson. Everyone should be wearing the hood, I think. And you'll see that actually you're not going to wear your hood. Because I like her hair, believe it or not. Put him in a zoo. Yes, that goes great. You're definitely wearing a hood. Amber's a good color for that guy. Imperial wine, maybe? Yeah, put your hood on. I like that red hood. He gets a point. Now we will. Wait, how many? Take over. Okay, so let's hop into this Mediterranean. So this one, for instance, would bring up new stuff that for bomb making. See, we couldn't do that. We're actually going to see if we can do this one. Actually, we can. Can we take over control of the city like right away? Maybe. Nope, we do not. That's fine. That's cool. Let's do this. Let's take you and you, so you can jump up in levels like nobody's business. And then the Piraeus. Perfect. Now let's do the Altair mission. Still, those eyes still creep me out. Gotta say it.
The Templars have retaken their archive on Cyprus. Abbas sent no reinforcements. It was a massacre.
Oh my god.
Maria, when we left Masyaf 10 years ago, this order was strong. But all our progress has been undone.
Abbas must answer for this.
Answer to whom? The assassins obey only his command now.
Resist your desire for revenge, Altair. Speak truth, and they will see their error.
He executed our youngest son, Maria. He deserves to die.
Perhaps. But if you cannot win back the order by honorable means, its foundation will crumble.
You are right. 30 years ago, I let passion overtake my reason. And it caused a rift that has never fully healed.
Speak reasonably, and reasonable men will listen.
Some will, but not Abbas. I should have expelled him 30 years ago when he tried to steal the apple.
But you earned the respect of the other assassins because you let him stay.
How do you know this? You were not there.
I married a masterful storyteller.
Look at this place. Masyaf is a shadow of its former self.
We have been away for a long time.
But not in hiding. The Mongol threat demanded our attention and we rode to meet it. What man here can say the same?
Where is our eldest son? Does Dari know his brother is dead?
I sent him a message 4 days ago. With luck, it has reached him already. Abbas, I almost pity him. He wears his grudge like a cloak.
His wound is deep. It will help him to hear the truth.
As I walk these streets, I sense a great fear in the people. Not love.
Abbas has dismantled this place and robbed it of all joy.
We may be walking to our doom, Maria.
We may, but we walk together.
I don't like this one. I remember this one.
Let them speak.
We seek the truth about our son's death. Why was Seth killed?
Is it the truth you want? Or an excuse for revenge?
If the truth gives us an excuse, we will act on it.
Surrender the apple, Altair, and I will tell you why your son was put to death.
Ah, the truth is out already. Abbas wants the apple for himself, not to open your minds, but to control them.
You have held that artifact for 30 years, Altair, reveling in its power and hoarding its secrets. It has corrupted you.
Very well, Abbas. Take it.
What?
Before I executed your son, I told him you ordered it yourself. He died, believing you had betrayed him.
Altair! Altair! No!
That right there.
Strength. Altair.
Maria.
He is possessed! Kill him! Take the apple, now!
Bring him back!
Yeah!
So if you read, oh, which one is it? Assassin's Creed Secret Crusade by Oliver Bowden. This is in there. And nope, can't go that way now. Excuse me, fellas, but it's time for me to leave. I think he'd have rolled or he'd have broke his legs. Just saying. There's more to it that I remember. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the first. Let's see. This would have been the third book.
Father, I got your message. What has happened?
Darim, turn back!
Have they all gone mad?
We have to go. Abbas must not get his hands on the apple.
If you need more knives, take them. Above you! Come. Where is Mother?
She's gone, Darim. I'm sorry.
Ahead of us! What? How?
Later. First, we fight.
First, fight.
Brothers, we need not fight.
Forget reason, Narim. They've been poisoned by lies.
We must leave at once.
Not the most heartbreaking death in the series. What are you doing? Always trying to figure out which way to run, and people keep showing up.
Watch out!
He's behind me. Now he's in front of me.
No! We cannot let them catch us.
Then jump. Yeah, that looked painful.
Was it Abbas who killed my brother?
He killed your brother, Malik, and countless others.
He is a madman.
A madman with an army.
He will die. One day he will pay.
We do know that Darim is the ancestor is the word I was looking for, of Desmond. Oops. I don't think you could pick someone up by their head like that with a sword through it. I just don't think it's possible.
Stay alert!
Throw these knives and throw them some more. Sylvan got in the way. Throw the knife, we shall die. Just makes me want to go, but it's not my fault. They got in the way. Yeah, 25 now instead of 99. I wonder if the counter will still go down. Or not go down. Nope.
Stay alert!
Oh, he's got two blades.
It is time to go!
Yeah, you can get out.
I will have the apple, Altair, and I will have your head for all the dishonor he brought upon my family.
This is what I talked about him at the beginning of what I
You
meant.
cannot run forever! Not from us, and not from your lies!
You just get a little bit more within The Secret Crusade by Oliver Bowden. That, don't know if that'll kick us out to, if that kicks us to the Animus Island, or it just moves us into the next sequence. Hopefully it pulls us out to the Animus Island and I won't have to plop it down for the next in...
Excellent news, Claudia. I now have a name. Manuel Paleologos, nephew of the deposed Byzantine Emperor Constantine.
Constantine 11.
I have few doubts that he is the man leading the Templars. My task now is to interrogate a traitorous Janissary named Tarek Barletti and find the location of the Templar's army. Until then, Sophia and I will continue our search for the one key that remains hidden. With every passing moment, I know my chances grow slimmer. And yet I cannot help but linger some days to stay an extra hour with her. To hear her voice and watch her face animate with joy as she speaks of the things that move her. Her books, her city, her memories. I cannot help but think what a shame it will be when I find the final key.
I wish we could hear some of Claudia's replies to those letters. Oh, this is a memory. Back to the Animus Island. This is actually number 5. So, number 5 of the Desmond story is actually the last one. So, this should catch us up to where we meet Desmond at the beginning of Assassin's Creed. Actually, it looks like it's going to be part of Inside Abstergo, actually. I guess within the lore, the reason you can do this is because of the
Memory sequence archived. Warning. Recursive idle state instability. Stack overflow imminent.
reason you can do this is because the Animus can't tell the difference between
After 9 years of being away,
genetics.
my old bitterness was back. I was tired again. I didn't want to admit that moving forward might mean taking a step back. The shine of the city had faded. The freedom I felt was hollow without old friends, without family. And then they came for me. Abstergo. They had been looking for me. I couldn't believe it.
Mr. Miles?
Yeah? I spent half my life trying to forget everything my parents taught me. Everything I thought was a lie.
Desmond Miles?
Yeah, what's this about? And suddenly, I wanted it all back. All that training. All that time. But I couldn't. Those days, they were gone. Why are you doing this to me?
You have information we need, Mr. Miles.
Information? I'm a bartender, for Christ's sake.
We know who you are. What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play coy with me. There isn't time. You're an assassin. You've got something my employers want. Locked away in that head of yours.
Bastards!
Ooh, that was luck. That didn't go well. So, I was gonna say something, and now I don't remember what it was. Okay, that was weird. Well, the idea is to wait for that to go past and not fall to my death. Yeah, I'm moving. This is gonna be frustrating pretty quick. Alright, so if it's not within that exact moment, it's gonna fall apart. So why did that fall? Oh, I remember what I was talking about. Why Desmond can, why the Animus is doing it the way it is. So I can't touch these walls. The way I am understanding this is going is, damn it, is that the Animus is picking up different ancestors and it's putting it over to a side, making a partition. And with Desmond in a coma, he can check it out. It was white. It wasn't red. It wasn't orange. Well, that I should have expected. You're just not in the right spot for just a split second and it's dead. Oh, it's going too slow. I seriously can't stand this first person Desmond missions and the clay missions. They are almost the bane of my existence. Because you have to have, especially this corridor right here. I want to tackle somebody so bad right now. Somebody want to tell me, because I'm clearly not seeing how I'm messing this up in the comments. Actually, I take that back. I see it now. Because you can't go higher than the top of that box, and from the looks of it, you can't go lower than where we are. Can I not touch other blocks either? No, that ain't it. That ain't it. So I legitimately have to be at that level. Are you? So what I'm seeing here is that I can't be in anything but one of those, essentially, the way this thing's playing me. Someone explain to me why they're dropping like that? Ooh, you knew better. Dude, you knew better. Don't ask. Just don't ask that one. Can you guys see why I haven't done these yet? So, from what I'm seeing is they need to be connected to the platform or they're not going to connect, and then they have to stay connected or they're not going to work. Nope. That proved I was wrong. And then you see it went like that. I thought he was on there. What the hell caused it to fall? Can someone tell me? Please. I don't get it. I really don't understand. And it is filling me with a very deep rage. Like, it feels random. It seriously feels random. Actually, I don't think I can touch any of the sides. Well, at least I think I figured out what's going on. Oh, so I gotta fit it. I can't touch the sides of the boxes because that makes it go all wonky. And then I can't go too high, oops, or too low because it makes it all wonky. Dang it. Oh, that was my own fault. I should have waited. I don't know what did that one. Don't know. Seriously don't know how that worked. I just jacked that one up. Because I didn't get too far, I didn't get far enough out in the center. I've seriously been doing this for 20 minutes. Suleiman jump. Because I touched the wall. Because it touched the wall. It needed to go up. At least now I'm getting the hang of what this is doing, and I'm hopefully this is going to be the end of it. Just decided to run for it. Somehow it worked.
In a few short months, my life changed forever. I know my easiest days are behind me, but I don't want them back. Not now. My name is Desmond Miles, and I am an assassin. I am an assassin.
Yay! There we go. The life of Desmond Miles is done. We finally know where he came from, where he ended. That was the life of Desmond Miles, number 5. Thankfully. So it looks like we will get into the life and times of Clay here in a hot second. Let's run this guy back into the door. New outfit. Love those Chivos. I'll have to check those out next time home. Alright, as soon as we get loaded into this, we will go and do memory number 3 for Mr. Clay. . we're waiting for the saving diagram to display. There we go. There we go. Lost archive. Marathon. Alright, let's see how well this goes. Memory number 3. Abstergo. It's fitting that we just did Desmond's Abstergo and now Clay's Abstergo.
Break into Abstergo, gather the intel, and get out.
Abstergo, hold the line. Marty, can you take my kids tomorrow night? I have a date. Don't say that so loud. I'm at work. But seriously, with my luck, I'll be home by 7. Hold on. Abstergo, can I help you?
That creeps me out, to be honest, when it does that.
For centuries, we've been fighting a war against the Templars, a secret society dedicated to controlling mankind. Abstergo is their front, the source of the invisible hand that circles the globe.
What am I looking for?
Alan Ricken's computer. I need more data about a program called the Animus Project.
I hear it, do you? Do I need to go all the way up? All the way up. I thought I needed to come all the way up here. I could have been wrong. That clearly looks like I was wrong. Yep, clearly was wrong. light corridors always kind of, I wouldn't say freak me out, but I can't go too high. Uh-oh. Dang it. Thought I could make it. Yay! Down, up. Down. There's no hay down there. Okay. I'll take that. Because clearly that was not supposed to happen. Oh, there's my door. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that I can't use my blocks. Come on, come back down.
Ability activated.
Not quite sure what that just did. And it definitely has something to do with his life. Like he messed something up. Hardcore. Ooh boy, that was too close. Way too close for me. So you almost got caught doing something, huh?
Extraordinary. The amount of funding they've put into the Animus project since the 80s. We need to go deeper next time. Find out what Abstergo's really searching for inside our DNA.
Oh, that's right, we have to go up.
I'm counting on your help, Clay.
Like he was out, he was ready to be done, and then the mentor says, "Sorry, Haas, you gotta go back in." You just gonna go, "Oh, this isn't good." So it's like, he had it, he had his out, it's like feeding the dragon.
Ability deactivated.
I got into an engineering program.
That's my boy. Didn't know you had it in you.
Here, look.
This isn't one of the top schools.
There's an amazing programming department.
Casmerics build things. They don't sit at a desk.
Have you informed your colleagues about our sessions?
No.
Back to work. All right, that was session 3. We will do memory 4 next time. I know we're running out of time, but we got memories 4, 5, 6, and 7 left with sequences 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we will be doubling up on at least one of those days, maybe both, depending on time frame, but we'll see. But for now, if you've liked the content I've been bringing you, check out my links in the description for my social media and my website. And I hope you have enjoyed your time as much as I have enjoyed mine. So until next time, have a great night.